And we are back again on another super fantastic Friday night. How are you all doing? Me, I am absolutely fabulous. And I tell you, if you are a person or one who's viewing this channel, I ask that you subscribe to this channel. Share the information with relatives, friends, coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. But before we get started, we're going to talk about some Chicago issues. Chicago ICE. Chicago deaths. Like, when does this stop? How many people in Chicago that are residents that have to come outside every day and deal with madness, deal with robbery, deal with carjackings, deal with crime? Needless to say, we are here in this city of gangsters, Chirac, concrete jungle. That's where we're at right now. And I have to say to you, despite the fact that we have ICE, that we have all of these federal agents all over the city, you have to ask yourself, is the crime really going down? The answer is no. In fact, the crime is going up. If you are a resident or a citizen here in America, in the city of Chicago, you know damn well that the crime is not down. In fact, it has gotten worse. Just hang out with me here at River North, and you will see how bad it is. You will see how people have less engagements with one another, even at top flight restaurants. Hey, what's going on to the people out there in the chat room? I want to say thank you for being here and supporting this channel in the chat room, because you could have been somewhere else doing something else with someone else. So we thank you for being here. We got here Albert Johnson, My Life, Anaya. What is this channel about? This channel is about current events. This channel is about enlightenment. This channel is about society awakening. This channel is about being one with yourself and being one with your neighbors. Yeah, current events. Chicago. ICE has not stopped anything. Federal agents has not stopped anything. Crime is still going on. Donald Trump keep threatening Mayor Brandon Johnson with National Guards. What are they going to do? Pick up garbage? They most definitely not going to protect the interests of civilians who are here in the city of Chicago. They are not going to do that. In fact, it is against federal regulations to do that. People are still getting shot and killed here in Chicago. You had a 17-year-old female down here on Wabash Avenue Wabash and Roosevelt, who was shot in the thigh, not critically injured or life-threatening shootings, but she did suffer a gunshot wound from whomever? Then the security guard at the Jewel grocery store. The Jewel grocery store. According to WGN and ABC and NBC here in Chicago, the young lady poured water upon her during a verbal altercation, and the security guard pulled out her gun and did what? Shot the young lady. Ironically, this 17-year-old female whose name they did not disclose, because she's a minor, the police did what? The security guard did what? Shot her and then took off on her way to 81st and Carpenter Avenue on the south side of Chicago, where the police apprehended her for leaving the scene of a crime, for shooting the victim. Needless to say, that the security guard did not have the right, according to Jewel's grocery store, according to Jewel's grocery store policy, she did not have the right to carry the gun. The security guard. I'm sorry, you all. It's been a long night, a long day. No sleep. Haven't slept within, I don't know, maybe 26 hours. No sleep. We're working. We're working behind the scenes. We're working on other channels. We're helping other people to produce channels. That's what we're doing. And sometimes you have to burn that midnight oil. And that's what we're doing. We are actually working. And I want to apologize, even though it was out of my control, in regards to the visualism of the last live I did at a casino at Satan's house. Hey, some people won. Some people did not win. Some people lost fortunes at the casino. So you all be aware when you go out there to Bally's here in Chicago, Bally's Casino, or you want to go over to Hammond, Indiana, where you got the Horseshoe Casino at. Yeah. Be careful of how much you spend if you're a gambler. Hell, you have some people spending their rent out here trying to gamble at the casino to generate income for the influxation and the rise of the economy in which we live. You can't tell anyone how to get their money, whether they lose it or win more. It's all a gamble. It's all a gamble. As they say, life is a gamble. But needless to say, who we got out here? What are you doing? Raquel Camargo. I'm from blank, not a blank, but a green insignia or icon. Which country do you live in? I'm from the United States. Some people call it the United States, like snakes. Yeah, snakes. Zzz. Meaning the government. Meaning that the government has no hard interest or compassion for the citizens who live within the country. So that's what I mean by that. Meaning that they call it the United States. Okay? But getting back to Chicago and this 16-year-old girl who was shot by a security officer in Jewel, come to find out that the young girl who was shot in the leg, thigh area, was a missing teen from Minnesota. Minneapolis, to be exact. However, according to further reports, the young girl who was missing from Minneapolis, Minnesota, was deemed okay by the police department in Minneapolis, made a call, and whomever answered the phone saying that the young girl was found. But the young girl was here in Chicago, maybe about, a block or two from where I hang out sometime. But you all know that Jewel, especially you citizens here in Chicago, right there on Wabash and Roosevelt, right on the corner. You have all type of different strange things that's happening in the parking lot. But needless to say, according to Jewel's grocery store representative, the security guard was not supposed to be armed. How is it that you're in the city of Chicago, the city of gangsters, Chirac, concrete jungle, the #1 murder capitalist in America, and you are a security guard and you can't have a gun? That just sounds like a no intelligent move. Not so an intelligent move to me. But needless to say, that the young girl was found here in Chicago missing from Minneapolis, Minnesota, after the fact that she was reported to be found in Minnesota. See, that is the trick to the question, or equation. Not to mention the fact that the young girl was homeless. I have no names. Sorry about that. Anyway, you have another 2 men, black men, who were shot here in Chicago on the west side, on the 4000 block of West Wilcox, which is right off of Hamlin, right behind that White Castles, behind Madison and Pulaski, But they were found, shot. And then you had another person that was shot to death here in the city of Chicago. I want to tell you one thing. If you are here from anywhere from Cicero Avenue, like 400, 500 north on Cicero Avenue, and you're going, I don't know, maybe 800 west, you're bound to end up at Mount Sinai Hospital. Whereas it seems like to me that they don't have any other gunshot wound hospitals available for your care, for your cure, for you to get right. So if you are shot here in Chicago on the west side, anywhere from Cicero and Harrison to, to the Douglas Park area, there is no other hospital for you except Mount Sinai. So Be careful of where you shot at, okay? You never know. Things are going on here in River North crazily. Even with, I don't know, how many police squad cars do we have here in River North? On the Gold Coast area? Lots of police. But you still have people getting shot. You still have people getting killed. You still have people breaking into stores. Meaning that you still have a lot of crime. Here in the city of Chicago. What's that, Raquel? What do you think about deportation and immigrants? Ramadan, Mubarak. Okay, we're going to get to all of that in a minute. Here it is, you have ICE agents in the suburbs of Illinois, the Broadview area. But now ICE has expanded to the southwest part of the city, meaning Little Village. And on other parts of Chicago, where you have a lot of Hispanics, Latinos at, Home Depots, anywhere where you have a hardware that is known for, people needs, day labor. They are crunching down. The last time that I gave a report on the immigration status in regards to ICE in the city of Chicago or the suburbs, that was 500. But now they say that they have, they say that they have arrested over 550 people here in Chicago area land. Not Illinois, just the city of Chicago area land. And more are to come. Just like they got that lady with her tamale stand. Okay? Over there on 47th and Western, her children, meaning her daughters, told her not to go outside and sell those tamales. But what did she say? She said that she had to put food on the table, despite the fact that she had a husband at home. And I don't know if her husband was undocumented like she was, but she was right there, undocumented, where they have day labor and they are searching for undocumented immigrants. How stupid can you be, lady, when your children who were born citizens here in America told you don't go out there? But she went out there anyway. They took everything. They took her tamale stand. They had the keys to her car. She called her husband from the ICE detention center in Broadview. And the federal agents asked him, do you want the keys? He said no, he wants her. Well, that was the end of the conversation. If your wife is undocumented or your fiance is undocumented, there's a great chance that you may be undocumented. I'm just saying. They did not say whether he was working or not. But if the wife with the tamale stand had to put food on the table, it is a great chance to say that he was undocumented. Who we got out there? Fry plays. Yeah, okay, Les. Are you giving advice for illegal aliens? Where to go? Well, if you look at it from what's going on here in America, it is really going to be no place to hide for immigrants. I'm just saying. Like you got the Caesar border here in America, who got charged with being bribed by the FBI for $50,000. Talking about when he gets in position that he's going to be able to make things happen. Well, he may not be able to make anything happen, seeing that he took money from the feds. And the feds, Donald Trump administration, is trying to keep the illegal immigrants out. So he just played himself. Just like that Comey dude. The former FBI guy who played himself. Donald Trump is really after these people who, who are Democrats, who went against him. And what is he indicted for? Like 5 days before the statute of limitations is up. 5 days, maybe for today, okay? Indicted. Federal charges. Do you think Comey is going to come out of this alive? Do you think he's speaking the truth? Do you think charges will be dropped against the feds? Or do you think that this is another distraction or further distraction from the Epstein files? Which Charlie Kirk got shot and killed for. I'm going to say that again.